Hello and welcome back to the 50/50 podcast. Usually live every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern. We're mixing it up today. And sorry for being a bit late, but we are here right now. I'm joined by my co-host as usual, the Bop Pops. Bop, how you doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good. What about you?
Okay, I'm doing pretty good. Feeling good to be here. We're also joined by the one and only Melakim. You already know him. It's his his Twitch channel. Mel, how you doing? How you feeling?
Uh, I'm chill. I'm hype. I'm ready to go to work today because there's a lot of stuff we got to talk about. We got to go to work tonight.
Okay. And last but not least, we got a great guest. Shout out for him for showing up today. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know him. It's young Tbates. Tbates, how are the vibes?
The vibes are good. The vibes are good. Just want to apologize to everybody in chat. I know Melakeem had his boys texting him saying, "Where the stream at?" That's on me. That's on me. I came in a little late. Don't listen. They on time. I'm not. I had a little bit of tardiness tonight, but don't worry. We still got some fun. And listen, all three of y'all be having the takes on Twitter and everything else in between. You know, Bob got his tweets every single 2 seconds. Melakeem out there with the hot takes, making the YouTube videos practically on Twitter. And then you got Moneygo, Mr. Mr. Memes himself. He spent so much money on display. You need to upgrade the camera though at some point because money. You know you got some money now. Let's get something going. I'm ready to have a great time. It's gonna be fun
I see
talking.
the
Ready
vibes.
talking. So yeah, the vibes are great though. I really appreciate y'all having me on, and thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, man. But yeah, before we get into some like debate and some discussion, T-Base, we got a couple questions for you. Just
Go
to
ahead.
Alrighty. So the first one, obviously, very default question, just to warm you up. Dude, how'd you get into Rocket League?
Ah man, it was an interview. Let's see. How'd I get into Rocket League? It's a compound answer. First step would be back in 2015. Melakeem, how old were you in 2015? Just curious.
Oh no. 2015 is when I had my second grade girlfriend, bro. That was at the good old
Girlfriend.
days.
That man had game in second grade. That's crazy.
Mm.
That's great. Listen, he
Nah.
didn't have to tell us all that either. He just gave us the second grade girlfriend. He wanted us to let us know that he had some game back in the second grade. You know
I
what I'm saying?
respect
Yeah,
it,
I
though.
was
I respect it.
I was 7. I was 7 in second grade.
Okay, well there you go. Well, you were 7 and I was what is that, 2015? I was 16, I guess, at that point. And that's
Mm.
when Rocket League it just came out on PC, but also on the PlayStation. So then it was one of my homies' birthdays, and he just got on PS4, and we were playing. It was pretty fun, and I was like, "Wow, this game's great." But I had Xbox back then, so I didn't touch the game again until it came
Mm.
out on Xbox in February 2016. It came out like a day before my birthday or something, and then I played it. I played it offline. I played offline like on and off like throughout 2016 for the most part. And my homie, shout out Isaiah, he got really good at the game. He got really into it. He kept grinding. He was the one when we would play the little private matches. He would be aerialing. He would be moving. He would be saying, "Yo, Tyler, you gotta go and watch. You gotta go and watch that man Cuxer." And all CS man, he's pretty good. I'm like, "What you talking about?" So I didn't watch any of that. 'Cause I wasn't interested. I wasn't interested. But then I wanted to get better because he was getting better. And then by the time about 2017, early 2017 started, I really wanted to start playing the game because it seemed fun what he was doing. And it was cool little rank up game to do. So I started playing a lot at that point in 2017. I'm putting in hours, really for no other reason other just to improve at the game and get my rank higher. I had no objective at that point of time during that season, 2017 spring, of course, also coincides with season 3 of RLCS. You see the G2, the knapsack, etc. Maybe that's where the G2 fandom began. That's neither here nor there. But also at that point, I was starting to watch Squishy a lot with his Road to Grand Champs and everything because I wanted to become better. And I was like, wow, these players are really good. And generally speaking, by about April, May-ish of that year, I reached champ 2, some along those type of lines, and then in June they came out with the CCA College Carball Association. LSU was really good.
Mm.
I was going to LSU just for school in general, and I wanted to play in the team, so that then motivated me to keep playing the game, keep grinding. Eventually got the Grand Champ in August once I got my PC, and then started kept playing. 'Cause I wanted to be on the LSU team, and then in 2018, after 4 year of really grinding and dedicating myself to the game, I finally got the shot to play with the LSU boys. And you got to think that Donnie was playing the Universal 2v2. He was already getting the Rival Series tags. Low Tech was already rank A, close to rank X at the time. They had Slat, they had Motorkiller, they had everybody. So I had to put a lot of time in. But then after that, once 2018 hit, I got that starting roster for LSU. It was the rest is history. I just really loved the game at that point. I put too many hours and too much time, and I really cared for the craft, and I wanted to win some collegiate championships, and I wanted to kind of on a low key at that point, wanted to make it all the way. So
Damn.
That's sick. That's sick. I did
Yeah, actually.
how was it like competing in CRL back then? Like obviously nowadays, there's like pros in the league, it's like a crazy different league. But back then, like how was it competing in it?
it's like anything in life if you really extrapolate it and take it and look at it from the outside looking in.
Mm,
It's back then it was more of a passion project, kind of in the same way Rocket League was more of a passion project back then, even for like RLCS. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about
mm,
um trying to make the best team. It was just about I'm getting a post secondary education here, and my my homies at school we pretty good. So let's play, and then there's like a lot of heart and drive just in and of itself because people just wanted to win and they wanted to show that they were the best, and it was just more of a for lack of a better term, more of a familial community based scene that made it honestly have way more personality and way more drive back then, even though the gameplay
mm,
obviously wasn't the same.
yeah.
People just wanted to win and they also wanted to do it with their friends and they didn't really care about how much money they made or anything. It was just like bragging rights. I want to be the best. And I went to school organically just because I wanted to go to Arizona. I wanted to go to Louisiana State or University of Texas and such, not because they offered me and I'm good and I know that I can go play with two other good players and I really don't necessarily know if I want to get a degree, but I know I want to make some money. So, and you're gonna pay for me to play Rocket League. So that's the main
Yeah.
distinction between the two now. Back then it was way more this is what it is. We just playing for fun. It's a pride aspect. Now it's a I'm really good. Where can I go? What school's offering me? Oh wow, let's do that. And it's kind of taking like the heart and soul out of it to a certain extent. Some players still have it, but it's definitely not to the same degree. And I benefited me personally from playing in the old CRL because that allowed my personality to shine. That gave me ample opportunities for more post game interviews. We had more rivalries back then between schools and between players, which then allowed me to really get more amped up for games. And also LSU was really good, so that also gave me the blessing, just the blessing of being able to have really great players on the team who just all lived in the same general 25-mile radius, which is crazy. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the big difference between the two.
Mm.
Well, that's actually crazy how much things shifted from like back then to CRL now.
Oh, it's not in the same league. Like you had like Alex. Y'all said Asper was in the stream. I don't know if he's still in the stream. But you had Alex behind. Look at him. He just hopped in the league for a semester, then he's gone. He's gone. He's still at UCF though. Like, see me, I'm always playing. I will always be still playing. But see him, he doesn't have that type of dedication like me. You know what I'm saying? He don't want it like that. He don't want it like that.
There's
He don't want it
levels.
like that. So
Yeah.
he's gonna say he made a
Speaking
land though. So but I'm just gonna ignore him. I'm gonna say
Ooh.
I got a championship tag. He can't match that.
Speaking of Asfra, though, I mean, I gotta ask: is all those Warriors are they ever making a reunion? Are we ever gonna see them compete again?
No.
No, why
I
not?
mean, I mean,
Is
Fire's
No.
Fire not
banned.
playing the game?
Well,
Yeah.
That
no,
was a
Fire.
blunt no.
I guess Fire's unbanned now. First off, we probably wouldn't do it under that tag, under that name.
Okay.
It's a little disrespectful, I think,
Okay. Okay. That's fair.
at this point. Yeah,
That's
a
fair.
little kiddish of a name, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If I just forgot ourselves the
Okay.
Warriors, unless Ali really does, really does worship Allah, which he might. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not confirmed on that. So if he's not doing that, there's no
Okay.
reason for us to be named that. So
Okay.
we should just
Okay.
call ourselves the Warriors. But in terms of playing, I mean, nah, that's not gonna happen again.
Okay. Okay.
That's a closed chapter. That's a closed chapter
And
in a long book, and it don't need to be reopened.
It was a good rain
Oh,
record. Some of the
no.
clips back then.
It did
Some of those
not need
clips
to
were
be
hilarious.
reopened.
Dude, speaking of playing though, what else did you play besides like Rocket League growing up, or do you play any other games now?
What you think I play?
If I had to
Madden.
guess, yeah,
Nah,
Madden.
let me not Madden Tbates. Come on now.
Yeah, I do play Madden. Growing up,
Mm.
my best games or the games I played the most. Okay, well, like I said, so Melikim, you weren't even alive back then. So, I mean, of course, you got to start off with the GameCube, and I would play Super Monkey Ball. Super Monkey Ball. That was my game. Mario Kart. That was my game. Need for Speed Underground 2, 3, 4.
Ooh, yes.
That was all my games. Midnight Club. As you can see, there's a theme here. Everything doing racing and cars and stuff like that for the most part. And then eventually I transitioned into playing a lot of 2K, a lot of NBA 2K, a lot of Madden,
Mm.
a lot of FIFA. So I mean cars and sports, and then naturally, you know what game ended up having cars and sports kind of combined. Ironically, it was like a perfect
Hey.
marriage. It's like everything that ended up because the whole reason I started even playing Rocket League, like I said, because my friends are playing it. Um, but like the interest organically from all of us is because we all play FIFA and we all play racing games. And we're like, wow, this is pretty cool. So let's combine the two. And then that's what basically happened. Yeah, but those are my games. I still play Madden. I actually picked up Madden for the first time in about 7 years or 6 years. 'Cause I got tired of Ultimate Team and the transactions and
Oh yeah.
the basically somehow legal form of gambling that's not that they claim isn't gambling, but that's a discussion for another day. So I got tired of that, and then I played it last year, and I've been playing it some this year. I don't touch 2K. I bought 2K last year, touched it for a second. I hate the game now. I don't like it. I don't like how I can't make my guy a superstar. No more like a my player. I don't know if any of y'all used to play 2K. How you used to be able to play your guy, make your my player a superstar. LeBron James. You can't do that no more. I don't want to be a role player. So I didn't buy a video game to be a role player. So
True.
I don't play 2K no more. And in FIFA, same thing as like Madden. It's too microtransactiony now. So those games have
Yeah.
kind of all fallen off. And I mean, those are my games. Oh, also, of course, I played COD. COD fell off too, though. So all my games have fallen off in my eyes. So now here I am. Or
Oh my
maybe I'm just
gosh.
getting
So,
older.
so is Rocket League about to fall off? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying live on the 50/50 podcast? Rocket League is falling off next?
Oh my God. What?
Listen, I'm not saying that.
He looked
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Oh.
What Rocket League has. I mean, every game just over my life seems to hit like a peak, and it's just like it's just dropping down. You could argue that Rocket League hit a peak at some point. The peak is arguable. It could be during 2019, or it could be during I think 21, 22. I know we had more viewers and stuff for RCS last year, but 21, 22, without the viewer parties and all that, had more viewers and just more interest in the game.
Mhm.
People were gaining more followers on Twitter, Instagram, and stuff at a way more exponential rate. So you could argue those are the two peaks. And now Rocket League might be might be entering more of a valley in a way. The thing with Rocket League though is that it's the one of one. It really is one of one. There's nothing that can compare to it. So it has that advantage. It's just about whether or not the developers, the epic big boys up top, etc. try to maximize that because you have something that nobody else has at the moment. So Rocket League has like the ebb and flow. So I wouldn't say it's like FIFA and stuff. I mean, I don't know how many people play FIFA. I still have probably millions of people. That's just because it's just FIFA, and FIFA can get away with that. That's why they need more competition in those aspects. But in terms of a Rocket League, I mean, it might be on a little bit of a downtrend, but it can definitely come back up quick.
Okay, okay. So
Why? Do
speaking
you
of
think Rocket
Rocket
League's on a
League,
downtrend?
Currently, I'm actually not too sure where it's at.
Oh, now you're not too sure.
Oh.
The way you asked that question, that felt like it was a loaded question, and you're trying to get an answer from me. But now you're not too sure all of a sudden.
I mean, maybe I was just going for a clip. Maybe.
Oh, I think you were.
Maybe it's gonna take.
Bro, money, you cannot be on the fence like this, bro. It's not that time, bro.
Listen, when we get into some other topics, I'll hop off the fence. For now, I'm chilling. I'm
Oh.
comfortable. I'm standing on the fence. I got both my feet on it. I'm high up in the air. I'm chilling.
Well, I can't wait to talk about them predictions of yours. That's when we're gonna be talking about all that stuff for now, for sure.
We're gonna get there soon. We're gonna get there soon. I got one more question for you, Bates. One
Yeah.
last thing. So obviously, Rocket League, big part of your life. But I mean, this year you're also graduating from Georgetown Law, right?
I sure am.
Right. Hey, my man. I'm gonna highlight that real quick. I mean, congrats on that. Doing all this stuff like you're doing First Touch, RLCS, everything, law school, stuff like that. Doing all that at the same time, bro. That's not easy. That's not easy. So I mean, I gotta respect that right there. I gotta respect that. Question I have for that. I mean, like, does debating and on First Touch in these Rocket League discussions, does it help you in law school at all? Like, does it help you in like actual like debating in real life, things like that? Like, is there any connection there?
Does it help me with my debates and stuff like that?
Yeah, good question.
I mean, it definitely assists with my confidence. I don't know necessarily if it helps with my debates. I can work on my analytical reasoning skills in debates. I can also work on my ability to hear, take in information and then utilize that information back against people. That definitely assists, and that's definitely going to assist in the legal setting. And in terms of just being confident and being compelling, it definitely helps as well. A lot of these future lawyers, they're a little robotic. They're gonna have to work on that. Nobody wants to listen to them. I know I can't listen to them, and that's the problem with legal. A lot of people just can't talk. But that's one thing I know I can do. I can talk. So, and I can get people to listen, whether or not they agree or not is a different discussion. But the whole point is that they're listening. So, I think it does assist in those aspects of the legal side of things. And when I do ultimately, I do want to be a litigator. I want to be in the courtroom. So when I do ultimately end up there, I think I will have an advantage necessarily in that case. But I mean, even then, the legal legal framework of being in the courtroom is definitely still not a debate. You can't really debate with people. The judge would never allow that. So it's just about, like I said, it's more so taking those conversational skills, the theatrical skills, and that skill set, and then utilizing that which is what I've been working on for the past 3 years on the Rocket League stream, and effectively utilizing those skills then in the courtroom at some point.
Cool. Mel, you got any questions for Bates?
How did you kind of get into uh doing like being a talent for the RLCS? How did you
Mm.
transition into that?
I mean that's a good question. That's a good question. There's a lot that goes into that. Well, number one is the connections. You gotta have the connections. You gotta know people, and that goes for anything in life. The connections, I feel, the connections help you get, or at least open up the door. But then the skill set is gonna help you get through the door. If that makes sense. You could have all the skills in the world. If you don't know the right people, it don't matter. And that's just the reality of reality of the world that we live in. That goes for whatever you're doing in whatever you want to do, where you want to accomplish in life. And have connections will definitely make it easier for you to get there. And I had connections because through CRL, I knew Corey, Zionist Corey. He used to run CRL. That was like his baby, and he like really loved what I brought to the table in terms of my interviews, my passion, and what I care for. And I had the talent gig lined up before I was even done with CRL. He had already offered me it just based off of my what I did in the interviews, and he knew my passion. He knew I could definitely be on the desk, that's for sure. And then if I wanted to work with my commentator, that could probably be a future for me in that as well. And that was just based off of CRL and what I was doing. Um, Ultimately, I kept playing in CRL though, and at that point, after CRL was over in 2021, me, Demar, and Raul started up our podcast. And once again, the podcast was good. It was pretty good and pretty good back then. And
I was watching that.
and I mean, we knew Corey, we knew Ian, and then they came and they watched a couple shows. Then they had a couple more signers people come and watch the show, and they were like, "Okay, this is pretty good." And they wanted to do it was kind of it was just a perfect time as well because they were already looking to make like a talk show for the game because the game needed more storylines outside of just the actual Rocket League itself, actual gameplay. So they need more storylines. So they already wanted to make a show. And they said, "Wow, they could do this and really make a show and really make it good. It'd be entertaining for people to watch." And so then they gave us a little rookie contract. Well, they gave me a rookie contract because Demar was already working as as a talent.
Mhm.
I think a little bit on RLCS maybe at that point, maybe. I don't know. He was close if he wasn't. And then
Yeah.
Raul was still playing professionally, so they paid us a little bit. Um, we got a little production team, and then we ran it, and then the show was pretty successful. So then that's how we kept it up. Got a new contract the year after that, but of course, being online only isn't the only thing that I can bring to the table. So then it was a big deal for LA. LA was supposed to be a big market for us. We had to excel. Then we had to excel. They gave us the first touch pre-show. I had to show that I could produce on the desk. It couldn't just be I could talk online, but then in front of people I couldn't do what I can do. And then that all worked out. So that's how I ended up becoming a talent, basically.
Dude, that's awesome.
Dang.
Why you
Bro,
say
I
dang?
swear, I swear the
Nah, I
more like
mean,
no, go ahead.
mhm.
Go ahead, Mel.
I was gonna say like since I've been trying to uh put get my way trying to figure out how to get myself into the casting scene.
Yeah.
I know like the first time I kind of got noticed is when Tryhouse was watching me one time and then ended up having like the kindness in his heart to see I did not have much stuff to cast with. He thought I was a talented caster, so he got me the the camera, the microphone stand, and the lights and
Yeah.
whatever to try to continue to do the stuff I was doing, which I still really appreciate. And now, like from there, I'm now gonna start doing like trying to do the RLCS team streams. So I'll see where that takes me. But I know with the snowman, I know Scribbles was saying a couple of days ago we got that youngest caster plus youngest RLCS team chemistry going right now. So
That's right.
I will see if we can keep that going for the future. But I mean, it's been pretty fun.
Yeah. And then I'm assuming you trying to make it youngster.
Yeah, I've been trying. I'm trying.
Uh, basically the number one thing you're gonna have to do is outside of well, first you gotta have to network a little bit, but the networking it'll come to you. The best thing to do is to be different. You gotta be different. I think you're already on your way. I've seen some of your work. I think you're already different. You're already making some YouTube. Yeah, not YouTube. You're already making videos and posting them on Twitter about how you're making your takes. It's about getting eyes on you and people be seen and it's showing that you can bring someone else to the table. Cause they got listen. That casting. They got a lot of them that can cast. And also, I wouldn't say
Mhm.
throw all your I don't know the phrase I'm looking for. I wouldn't throw everything at it. Cause listen, as
Mhm.
you could tell, it's a little volatile. And not
Yeah.
everybody has their best interest at heart for you, no matter how good
Mhm.
you are. And sometimes it's just a matter of fit and maybe some other things that nobody understands, but none of us will understand. It's above all our pay grade. It is about making sure that you have your your product and you know and your own self worth. And also then too on top of that, don't just shoehorn yourself into casting only. If you want to make some YouTube videos and you want to make some like y'all want this up like I said, like y'all doing this right here is special because y'all already got something else that can be brought to the table. Upload that to YouTube, upload your own takes. Don't even just shoehorn yourself to Rock League. If you care about other things, start early. Start early and eventually that'll grow because if people more and more people they're always attracted to energy positive energy and the people that bring a light and make people laugh and they're like, wow, I can go watch a Melly King video tonight. He gonna be talking about how the Ravens lost. You know he a Ravens fan. It's gonna be funny. Like
I hope my mom did not hear that.
people gonna like that though. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, so make sure
Yeah.
you just diversify yourself, but you don't have to do it all at once. It just takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And don't be frustrated. Don't get too frustrated when you think that you're supposed to be an X spot, but it's not coming as fast as you want it. Sometimes it just takes a little bit more time. So yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, some good advice.
What, you want some advice too?
No, I said that's some good advice. No. Dude, Bates, I swear, like the more you answer questions, the more questions I have for you. But no, let's get
Go ahead,
into it.
ask
Let's
one more
keep going.
question, man. One more question, bro.
One more question. Okay, the
ahead.
one that's been eating at me the most is like, when? Actually, I don't even know how to phrase this. I'll say, I'll ask it like this: have you always been good at discussion? Been good at stating how you feel about things, your opinions, or like where did that come from? And if you didn't have it before, how did you get there?
I'll say I've always been outspoken. I've always been obnoxious. So that's so I can't say that I've always been good at having discussion with people, but I've definitely always had a lot of confidence in myself. I think a lot of that has come from my upbringing. My family, I mean, they have the utmost confidence in me and everything I've ever done in my life, and they believe in me, and they've always supported me. So I mean, just that natural positive environment of them really caring for me and making sure that I had the means to do whatever it is I wanted to do. That definitely helped bolster a young person's confidence, especially when you're trying to figure out yourself in the world, at every single step. At some point, I mean, also I also read a lot. I read a lot of books when I was younger. I think one summer we used to have accelerated reader points for school because I was just a competitor. I don't know if people have that. Is you used to like read like a Percy Jackson book, and then you would have to take a test on it after, and you'll get points for it at school. I think usually average points is like 6 to 8 points per book. And going into sixth grade, after the first 2 days, I had 350 points. That shows you how many books I read over the summer. Like,
Jeez, okay.
so I really just immersed myself in vocabulary and just like like kind of like fictional worlds, of course, fictional worlds, where people are just really enigmatic and really outspoken about what they want to do, and then of course, just being um excelled in school as well. So that also boosted my confidence, and then through that, um I guess I just got better at talking to people, and then the education started matching the intellect, and then matching the words that come out of my mouth. And then from there, I just was really confident. I really know what I want to do. Um, so yeah, I guess that's how I got to the point I am at right now. I do think that I matured the most in terms of what you're talking about, just being able to be having discussions with people in the past like 3 years or so. I think a lot of it has to do with law school. I'm not gonna lie, because it's just I really do think a lot comes to education. My mind, my mental, my psyche of how I perceive the world, how I think about things, how I process them is completely different than 2 years ago. Completely different. And that's also because I started reading more like non-fictional things, more James Baldwin, more MLK, more Malcolm, and more stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
and then from there, I mean, at that point, you just start thinking about the world. I was thinking about it today when I was at Union Station, the train station. I feel like we live in a simulation sometimes. It's like we're living in Sims World Real Edition. There's so many people walking around. Like I'm looking at all three of you right now. You guys are looking out of your own two eyes. That's crazy. Like how like processing that.
Yeah.
And so it's just like the little things that you think matter so much. Like why would I be nervous when I'm talking to people? I'm gonna think back on this in a day and I'm be like, okay, I talk to people. I talk to my family all the time. No problem. Why am I nervous? I should be no nervous talking to them. I don't want to mess. I'm gonna see them again. I'm not gonna see most of these other people tomorrow. So I just need to be confident in that moment because that's what matters. And I just gotta trust my preparation and trust my instincts, my natural acumen, and go and do what I gotta do. So you start thinking about the world a little bit like that. It comes a little more easier. Just be confident in yourself and just know that you gotta keep moving on. And it's nothing new. It's okay to be fearful. It's okay to be hesitant about something. It's a natural human feeling. But then you gotta take a deep breath, process, and realize it'll be okay. Keep going.
Man, wise words, bro. Wise words.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Dude, I'm
Jeez.
overwhelmed. I got
All
deep. I got
My
deep,
brain,
bro.
bro.
right, let's talk about RLCS, man. Let's talk about some
Yeah,
Rocket League.
let's get into it. Let's
I
get
know y'all want
into
to talk
it.
about some Rocket League.
Let's get into it. All right.
Whoa. All right, Money, you want to bring this up?
Oh, sure. Yeah, so let's start with the
Cool,
NARLCS. We're gonna start from all the way in the finals, and then we'll work our way back and talk about some other stuff as well. But Bates, right off the bat, who do you have in the grand finals regional 1, and who's winning that?
Oh, I guess we're just talking about NA because you didn't talk about any other region. You didn't specify.
Yeah, NA to start.
NA,
Yeah,
NA.
NA.
Yeah, you know.
Of course. We're talking about the only region that matters. I
Exactly.
mean, listen, it's pretty simple. You know, you know who I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see Dazzlin in the finals. That's what I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see Dazzlin in the final. I'm trying to see G2 versus GenG in the finals. That would be great for
Mhm.
that would be great for me. That'd be great for Rocket League. I would love that.
Oh yeah.
I would love every second of that. Is that not what you're trying to see? Are you trying to see M80? Is that what who's trying to see M80? Bob, you trying to see M80?
Not me, not me.
Okay. Melikin, you're trying to see M80?
Oh no, you got it, bro.
I'm trying to see G2 versus GenG, man. That's why. I mean, that's just the matchup. It's same thing for EU. I'm trying to see Carmine versus Vitality. That's what I want to see. Everybody wants to see that. I want to see the best of the best go up each other. And I want to see what happens.
Hey, yo,
The
Dad said he
likelihood,
agrees.
though.
Dad's in chat saying he agrees. So
Oh, he wants to smoke. He wants to smoke. You know what he said that he wants it now, bro. He wants
don't
that
want the
G2
smoke, man.
smoke.
That man just yapping, bro. Don't worry about him. He just yapping. It took him 20 minutes to make a good point yesterday about why his team could win. It took him too long.
Oh, I did see that. And he said, "That's all. That's you. That's the only point he can bring up." You went ahead. You went all that say about it. Oh my goodness. I mean, isn't there like such a high chance that one of those teams could lose out to
Oh,
in
100%.
somewhere in Swiss before they even make the top
100%.
8 though? Because
100%. Oh, it's without a question. Without a question. That's
What's-
What's up? What's up?
I was like, what's the entire point of everyone just putting those two straight up in the grand finals? Because I feel like EU is the top heavy region out of the major regions. I don't think NA was that top heavy.
I feel
In
like
my
EU the
opinion.
top heavy region. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's not.
okay.
It shouldn't be a debate. EU is a
Even
very
even
top heavy region.
even right now. Even right now.
Yes, I think that is a very top heavy region right now. I think
Okay.
there are two teams, and then there's the rest, which can upset obviously the top two teams. But there are going to be two teams that are consistently going to get the top 2 or top 3 major / world championship seedings, and that's Vitality and Carmine Corp. I don't see
Okay.
there's no question about that.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you're saying for the top two teams, like
Mhm.
top two
Yeah,
teams,
just top
like
2.
EU is just so clear in your eyes. Like it's not even a conversation. Rest of.
Yeah, I don't think that's another team in EU that's touching Vitality or
Okay.
Carmine.
Okay. But then you're saying in NA people could beat G2 and GenG.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that. So when I was saying my dream, come on, go ask what the dream final is. That's what I want. I want to see G2 GenG.
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna act like it's a foregone conclusion. I'm with you on. It's way more likely that Carmine versus Vitality happens in EU than it does G2 versus GenG. Because I mean, in M80, like I said, all right, bro, they can make the final. SSG can make the final. I understand his OG team had to clutch up at the end. But I also think they're a really good team. I think they could potentially make a final, at least a top 4. At least a top 4. Muffin Man ain't making it, so I'm sorry to break all the Muffin Men people heart. It ain't gonna happen. I think Dig's been playing well in the off-season tournaments. There's a big distinction though between the off-season and RLCS that people aren't taking into account. I think people need to feel the race a little bit on that. What up, Anthony? And then but I think Dig, if they take that same form, they can make a top 4, maybe even crack a final. And so there's a couple good teams up there in NA that could all make it. Well, as an EU, I'm with you, Melakeem. I really do think that it's Vitality, Carmine. They up here, and then the next close is like it's a question mark. It's a question like the BDS. They're not gonna be as good. You still got Monkey Moon though, so you got to give them respect. You got to give them respect. They still got Monkey Moon. He's been to 2 grand finals in a row, won one of them. You got to give him respect, and then he dominated all CSX. The man's been consistent. He's up there. Gentlemates, they got a good squad, but let's see if it actually happens. How actually good is Itachi? You ain't playing with Vati no more. You got Seiko, but you ain't playing with Vati no more. I mean, Seiko is great, but he ain't Vatira. That's a big difference. That means more onus is gonna be on you to perform. You got Oxygen. I really do think Oxygen is gonna be the 3rd best team, at least initially, coming out. I mean, I really do rate Archie. You got Large Oscar. and then you got EXO who could fill in the gaps. But I'm with you. It's that's why I said yesterday NA is the more interesting region. Reddit didn't like that though. They never do though.
Reddit doesn't like anything, bro. Reddit doesn't like anything, man.
They never do though. But I was just being
Mhm.
factual. It's just more. It's gonna be more. It's gonna be very entertaining to watch tomorrow, and it's also Saturday, Sunday. Like
yeah.
every day is gonna be fun for NA. I think the whole year. EU, honestly, you don't need to watch it till Sunday, in my estimation.
Oh
You
no.
don't, you don't have to watch
I
it till Sunday,
mean,
and that's nothing against EU. It's just they got
yeah.
and that's not even saying that they EU probably. I mean, listen. I mean, I'm gonna say it right here. There's a higher chance at the first land that Vitality or Carmine win than any other team. Those two teams. So EU's gonna come in as the land favorites. That don't mean that they're the more entertaining region though. At least this year, I think people go conflate that. I already know Johnny gonna be conflating it somehow, some way, and so but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like in my eyes, I mean, for EU, I think there's like 6 or 7 teams that can actually make a land, whereas NA,
Yeah,
it's like at least 10, maybe 11, maybe
yeah.
more. Who knows that are gonna be all battling out there. So it's gonna be fun to watch for sure.
Hashtag snowmen, come on now. Let's go. They got it.
Listen, you think Snowman can make a run?
I don't.
Hey, it's
I hope
possible.
so. For the purpose of broadcast time tomorrow, I really hope so. And I think they have a squad to do it. And I think even Lawler said this himself. This team has got a really out of like just surprise factor play style. Number one, they can out mechanic you. Number one, they can play faster than you. They can play up to your pace, and they can just beat down any team at
Yep.
random. No matter who you're talking about, they could take down I think they have the potential to beat down any team from or win a series against any team from the top 6 and down. I think that's
Mhm.
like where they
Okay.
can
Okay.
go.
Okay. What you think, Bob?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, overall, I agree. I mean, NA looking crazy. I mean, honestly, like, yeah, I got G2 GenG make a land. I can't lie. But like the other 2 spots, it's kind of like you guys. I was watching First Touch yesterday. I mean, it's so tough to pick those other 2 spots.
It really
It's
is.
like it's literally just roulette. Like between any of these teams, it could be anyone. It could be anyone.
And then also G2 and GenG could also not make it too.
It's true. Everyone had V1 making land during spring last season.
Oh
Mhm.
What
gosh.
happened to them there? What happened to them there? So
Like it's not like there's a real world here where G2 or GenG, one of them, maybe flops in the Swiss. One of them goes 3-2, the other one goes 3-0, and they play each other first round
Mhm.
It's a good
of the
point.
elimination.
It's a good
Oh
point.
And so I mean that's point. That's points off the board. That's
yeah.
point. That's points off the board, and then that's even more work you got to do the next time. And then all it takes, because this is what I was trying to tell Demar yesterday. This is why I was confused by his logic. All it takes is having like an 8 or 9 seed or 7, 8 seed for that open qualifier,
Oh
and
yeah.
then your OG going up against TSM, and then one of y'all loses, and then y'all go up against a really good bubble team or a team that's even better than bubble team to qualify. That point is
Bro,
wraps.
Yeah.
as a
At that
7,
point,
8 seed in
I,
open, I think there's more pools.
what was TSM and OG? Because they both ended up playing each other. So I'm assuming they
OG
were 7
was
eight.
the second seed. OG was second
Wait,
They
seed,
were
and
second
then
seed. And what was TSM? Wait, did OG
what?
play TSM?
TSM were like 15th seed
Oh,
because
that
of
was
how
the
the
problem.
seeding was.
That was the problem. TSM ended
Yeah.
up being 15 seed, and so then
Wait, how did
OG and
they end
TSM
up
ended up playing.
playing?
Well,
How'd they end up
Oh
because
playing in
yeah.
open though? Because I thought there were more pools.
They did play an open.
They played a upper bracket to
play upper
qualify
bracket to
for
qualify.
Oh, like the very last match.
Yeah.
Yeah, last
Damn.
day,
And
Wow.
last match.
OG got, in
Mhm.
my opinion, a very lucky win over leftovers. But
Okay, listen. Hey, listen. You call it lucky.
no,
A W is a W though.
that's true. That's true.
There you go. A W is a
I
W though.
mean,
It don't matter. Hey, sometimes luck
I
is the residue of skill. That's what J Naps is
feel
doing.
I
J
feel
Naps has
for
been
that.
clutch for 6 years, 7 years now.
Yeah, no, he's got that Canadian spirit in him. But I mean, I tell you, like there's so much there's so much things that could just flip flop. There's so many things that could just flip flop when it comes to North America. Um, in my prediction, in my bracket, I mean, actually, we're gonna get to that later. But either
Okay.
way, I think G2 GenG, should they make the final? How who's winning and how convincing is it?
I want to know.
Bob, what do you
I want to know what y'all think.
I mean, for me, I mean, we'll see our predictions later. We got some predictions we're gonna show
Okay,
you in a
okay.
little bit here. But for me, I feel like the peak wise, like I'm big on peaks. I'm big on like, which team has the higher peak.
Oh, I already know where you're gonna go then.
Personally, I got G2 with the higher peak. Personally, I mean, you
That's
got Beast
top
Mode, you got Daniel, Atomic. These three players, bro, they are so talented, man. They are so talented. When they're working together on the pitch, we saw them obviously in the offseason. They didn't play too much, but the one couple tourneys they did, they look really good, man. It looked like almost no one could beat them. So I'm excited for this team. If they make LAN, as long as they don't choke like they did last time, if they make LAN, I think this team's gonna be crazy.
Okay.
So you're saying the team that has a higher peak will win the region? It's like, say they match up against the team that has a higher peak will win that region.
I think often, maybe not always, but I think like in this regard, like a G2 GenG, I got G2 winning personally.
Dude, I gotta go with GenG. I have to, bro. It's the consistency. It's just the consistency that's gonna prevail. I don't know what else to say about this. So we've seen G2. They look amazing on a Friday. They look just as good on a Saturday. And then Sunday comes along. And then things get a bit questionable. We get reverse sweeps.
Okay.
We get questionable moments.
Talking about the oxygen
And-
turning?
Yeah, the oxygen that wasn't even RLCS. That
wasn't.
wasn't even in RLCS.
It wasn't.
So now when the pressure's on in the finals, first killer on the ceiling, what are you gonna do?
What are you
What's
gonna
gonna
do?
happen?
Yo, what?
FK's gonna
First
score the
killer
ball.
on the ceiling?
He's on
Is that the
ceiling.
logic we're going with? Okay.
Yep, that's what we're going with. He's on the ceiling. That's where he needs to be. That's where he needs to be. If he's on the ceiling, it's in your net. That's it.
Oh, that's what it is. Is your net no stopping it, huh?
Yeah, you're not saving it. Beast mode, one of the greatest defenders we've seen. No, he's not saving it. No.
Okay. What about Daniel?
All right, y'all.
Daniel's getting boosted by someone. I don't know who. He's got no boost. There's not enough
Let me
boost
tell
on the
you.
pitch for this team. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to tell you guys.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Let me tell you a little something real quick.
You put on the shades.
just a little something. Just a little something. Y'all know what I said about G2 after the last oxygen tournament. You know exactly what I said. Y'all know what I said, right? No more excuses. And they got reverse swept by Oxygen. I'm like, all right, that's the final straw. Oxygen's a team that is somewhere around the top 5 in Europe. They're not top 2. They're not the number 1 team in Europe, and they beat a team. They reverse swept a team that is many are counting as a North American number 1, right? So in that theory, okay, no more excuses. They go ahead and I think the next tournament, go ahead, play Luminosity in the round of 16 and lose. Don't tell me you're not going to be trying on a $14,000 tournament because you still want the money, right? You're going to go ahead and lose to a team that I don't know. You could put them anywhere, but no matter if you're a team that's top 2, there needs to be standards where you cannot lose out in these random marks, even if it's to good teams. If you're good enough, I think you should be able to make consistent placements. That should at the very least be the standard or the expectation, making consistent placements versus whatever team that you may face. I don't think there should be expectations or exceptions rather to that. Especially when you're playing Luminosity. I think Luminosity is a very good team, but if we see where Luminosity is on paper compared to G2 is or is supposed to be, it's not close. G2 should not be losing these random series. And I can't even comment on GenG because we have not seen GenG, just like the same thing we haven't seen most of these teams. So, I first of all, I don't think I'm not so sure GenG is going to come out and be as good as everyone thinks they are. I don't think G2 is going to come out. I don't think it's going to be an NA sweep by the top 2. I think it's going to be more balanced out, but don't go out. None of y'all should be coming ahead and say, "Oh, G2 is a clear number 1 team in North America." When in off-season tournaments, they're not being able to perform and play consistently, even against not minor, but lesser competition, or not lesser competition, but competition that they should be winning to at the very least.
I mean, Luminosity is a good team. I like
I'm not
Luminosity.
saying they're not a bad team, that they're not a good team. It is literally just you cannot be losing number one in the round of 16 of a tournament that is not as stacked as RLCS in terms of team pool depth compared to versus a team that is barely in the race to make a major. Like is very no one's in the confirmed race to make a major. Luminosity is also going to be in that race to make a major. I don't know how convincing they're going to be, how convincing their case is going to be to make a major.
Wait,
Right?
well, Melakeem, who's the number one team in NA then?
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to see this weekend.
Not the PRS.
Who's number one team in NA then?
Severity.
No sponsor.
No. No. It's so hard to make that preseason prediction. I think the number one team for NA this split's gonna be GenG, because this quote unquote honeymoon phase, which I somewhat believe in, but when it comes to overall talent, if I feel like who's going to be able to take down EU teams, who am I like leaning on, like life on the line, last shot, Kobe or LeBron? I'm choosing. I don't know. I'm choosing
Iguodala.
that scenario. What did bro? I want Iguodala. No, I want you too. So, on a land situation, if they could figure things out, I don't know. We don't know how they're going to look, but GenG in North America in the split, G2 on land is who I'm taking.
Okay, so you say GG's the number one team right now.
Yes.
So, how's a team that ducked every single all-season tournament number one?
Why are we coming back to this logic? Bro, you used this against Dazzering yesterday, Daz. I hope
sure
you can help me
did.
here.
I sure did, and he couldn't get around it.
How number one?
Okay, I'm listening.
Look at the players. Look at who we're dealing with. Every single player on that team is good enough to play in whatever place and whatever role that they need to play in. Although they're not exactly role players, they don't need to
G2
be
can do
role
that
players.
too.
It's not that type of a game. G2 can, dang right, they can do that too. G2's got a younger squad, kind of, and I feel like when it comes to, I am shaking this glass too much. When it comes to on land, you got two major winners. You got a major grand finalist. You got a player that's been consistently up there as the number one player in North America for many years. Top two, top three in North America for many years. Of course, Daniel and Beast Mode was definitely up there when it came to that number one conversation. I don't know how
What
much
about Atomic?
Daniel is that number one. Atomic for sure. Or he's the
MVP?
engine. He's the engine to that machine for sure.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not sold. If
Okay, why?
if you're number one, because GenG was more consistent, as the two on GenG that were on GenG last year were more consistent throughout last year than the two on G2 were last year, or the two on version 1 were last year in Beast Mode and Daniel. Or I mean, Daniel switched mid-season. Either way, same thing, right?
Uh-huh.
I feel like I can trust GenG more into when it comes to consistency and being able to fix their mistakes. But apparently Jack just has that team leader type style where he can come ahead and talk to his team. He could tunnel. I could tunnel. He can come and take his team in a huddle and say, "Hey, let's fix this because there's something wrong," and he's gonna see the urgency to fix it and know how to explain it correctly to go ahead and fix it. Compared to, I don't know what Dan is not a team. I don't think it's a team leader yet. I mean, I heard them Space Station comms. Jesus, does he have a loud squeal? But compared to Beast Mode and Atomic, which one of those two you go ahead and you tell me, hey, let's stop, let's take a time on mid series, let's talk about what's going wrong, what's went wrong as a team, and let's fix it right now. Let's have the urgency to do it. Let me hear.
The coach.
It's not the same though. Like, but
It's
all the
not.
teams have
No,
coaches.
when like there's a how do I
Time out.
explain this?
So you said with Fate of Universe Online, you go with G2.
Internationally, yeah. But I think GenG's a more consistent team. G2's obviously got the higher peak because that's exactly what Bob said. G2's got the higher pick. I want
So,
G2 to go
so
ahead
the
and
fate of the
pop
universe
off.
isn't on the line and for regionals.
No, it's not international competition. You have to perform consistently in regionals, consistently to get to a major. I think
Okay,
GenG can
so
do that at a
let
better
me
rate than
let me
G2
pose
can.
you this then. Let me pose you this then. So, what matters more, being consistent on regionals or being a better international LAN team?
Being a better international LAN team, in my opinion.
Okay, and you're saying that G2 is gonna perform better than GenG on the LANs.
Yes.
So, how is GenG rated higher than G2?
Because we're not at the LAN yet. G2 might not even get there. We are about to start the season.
Oh my god. No, he's got a point. Like, let me tell you, we're still in the regionals. G2 still I said for this split, G2 still needs to figure things out. GenG is not sweeping North America. Anyone that says GenG is sweeping North America, I need to figure out what they be drinking. They're not gonna go ahead and sweep North America. It's not like that. I'm just saying, at the very least, for this split, maybe even for this regional, GenG will come out being the better team.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Bob, what you gotta say to all this? You been shaking your head, man. Yeah, what you gotta say to all this?
I mean, I think there's some truth. There's some truth. I think GenG, more consistent team. I can't lie about that. I mean, we saw last season, in the beginning of the season, we saw what GenG was able to do. We saw FK was able to do in the beginning of the season. Fell off a little bit towards the end, but they were looking good right there in the beginning. Whereas, Beast Mode, Daniel, Atomic, there were times where all three of them a little bit shaky. I think consistency-wise, I think GenG has that. But for me, I think NA, with how stacked it is, I think consistency in terms of just like getting to like a top 8, a top 4 isn't gonna matter as much. It's all about winning these regionals, getting those points at the top. Because even if you make like top 8s consistently, you might not make the LAN because of like how stacked everything's gonna be, how like different placements are gonna be. I think you got to be winning these regionals, which personally I just have more faith than G2 doing it, because I think if they're playing their best, G2 versus GenG, I got GenG winning that I got G2 winning that like 7, 8 times out of 10 if they're playing both playing their
but
best.
how likely is that? Like, how likely is that you're going to see a peaking G2?
I think it's likely.
Uh-oh.
You
I
have to put
agree.
some numbers on it, Bates. Would you happen to
Listen.
say 55 to 45?
55-45? Nah, it's not 55-45. It's about 70-30.
Oh my.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
It's about a
I agree
70.
with that. I
It's
agree.
about a 70-30. Man, listen, man, you just gotta call it a buck. You gotta call a buck and a spade a spade. G2's better. There's no arguing it. It's just that it's a simply better team. It's okay. It's okay. We can all admit that. We can talk about all the Jack's accolades. You know how much I love my boy Jack. You can talk about FK. You know I respect the heck out of FK. You can talk about Chronic. He's a great young player. It's just a simple for the matter of the fact is that they got Daniel Beast Mode and Atomic. So
It's true.
it's just near on paper. That's the best team in the world. I mean, I don't know how you compete with that. You're just hoping that they mess up.
In the world?
On paper, yes. Now, in actuality,
What?
you gotta go in like power rankings and respect wise and what people have done. Vitality still won. I'm gonna put Carmine too, because you got Vati, you added Raj, you added Atto. Yeah, but then G2 3. Like G2's 3 just off of their skill or on paper. Because GenG should be higher than G2 in power rankings. But the fact that people are okay with G2 being higher than GenG just shows that G2's just talent alone is incredible. And then the only thing that stops G2 from passing up the other two is one, Zen ain't never lost yet. Zen ain't lost. I don't care about no flipping, spin and flip, flipping tip. Whatever. Heck, I don't care about that. It don't matter to me. He ain't lost when it matters in all CS. That man ain't lost. Young man ain't lost. You gotta give him his props. I'm sorry. You gotta give it to him. I don't care. It don't matter who on his team. Until he lose, he number one. And then after that, Vati, if Zen wasn't there, Vati would have won. So naturally speaking, and then Vati then reloaded with 2 better players in my estimation. So at that point, those two, you gotta give them the respect. Like nobody can pass them up until they show that they can't ball. If they until they show they really can't play Rocket League. And then on the international side of things, that's when the G2 GenGs come in. But if you're really looking on paper, man, you're gonna be hard pressed. G2's got 3 top 5 players in there. You go, yeah, top 4 players, top 5. It depends. You want to add LJ in there?
Put in Daniel top 5?
Yeah. yeah, yeah.
Hold on,
Yeah,
hold on,
yeah.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
You don't think
Rewind.
Dan's top 5?
Wait, rewind. Hold on.
All right, let's talk top 5s, bro. Dude, I'm putting FK in there. I'm
Yep,
putting
FK.
LJ in
Yep.
there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you want LJ? That's fine.
I'm putting Beast Mode in there.
Yep, you're putting beast mode in there.
Dude, who do I got next? Or at least like in.
Atomic surely got to be in there.
I might have to keep Atomic.
You might.
I'm thinking if I want to keep him, I think I might have to keep Atomic.
Okay, so
have to
there's
do
your
it.
Atomic, and then that's 2 G2 players, and the natural third one.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do it.
Okay, who you gonna
Maybe-
put in instead of him?
Over Dan.
Exactly.
Could Chronic
gotta
be
think.
there?
No,
Chronic could
not
be
better
there.
than
He
Daniel.
could.
He's not better than
He could.
No.
He's not better than Daniel.
He could.
He's not.
An RLCS, he
Apparently,
could.
Jack. Why are we talking about this? Come on, put apparently Jack
There you
top
go.
5.
That's
There
true.
you
Is
go.
it
You can
really
put
that
Jack.
hard of an
You can
argument?
put Jack
Come
in
on
there.
now.
There you go.
That's
That's a good one. There's Jack.
That's
But
my
that's what
bad.
I'm saying. So like, I feel like you're stretching. You're really stretching. You want to say Chronic better than Daniel. I don't know what you're just basing it off of results. Because skill wise, come on now. Let's be real with ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's be real with
But
ourselves.
It's also like how they fit into their team
Well,
and how they play.
Wow.
and see, listen,
Like-
and listen. Go ahead, Maliki. Go ahead.
Who in the world is gonna be the impact player on this team right now?
On G2?
Who's
Oh,
gonna
see,
be
and
that
that's
player?
and see, that's the question, and that's what I'm talking about. You're talking about G2, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, because that's the big question mark with G2. Because one of them's gonna have to sacrifice. One of them,
Mhm.
one of them ain't gonna get as many touches as they think they're gonna get, and like that's gonna have to be a consistent thing in my eyes. They're not gonna be able to just go your turn, my turn all the time. That's not gonna be consistent because that's not a flow. You got to have a flow in a series. You got to have an identity, and like Vitality, for example, Vitality's identity, Zen might end up having the least amount of touches, like in the game. Like he could end up that way. Zen's touches is all based on the game flow, how much pressure the other teams getting, and how much they're allowing him to then come up as third. But he's fine with that. Your best player can get 20 touches or he can get 50, but that's based off the flow. He's not going to force it 50. He's not going to force to get 50 touches. It's all flow. He's going to let Rattle go. He's going to let Alpha go. Like, and that's just how Vitality's going to play. That's what made him, because they were consistently going to do that each and every game. And you had to beat that. For G2, that's the question mark, because you really don't. I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works consistently. You can see what they can do when they own. Like you see the highlights, but which one of them is going to be okay playing defense? I'm assuming it's going to be Daniel. I'm assuming he's going to be the one that's more comfortable doing that. And then I'm assuming Atomic, it's just going to be a facilitator. And I'm also assuming that Beast is going to be the one who's really just trying to shoot all the time. That's what I'm thinking they're going to do. But in terms of just natural fit, I'm with you. It's not as easy as like a GenG. GenG, I mean, come on now. You know Chronic. He's really good player, but he's not like a ridiculous superstar that just gives superstar like energy. So he can play your third. You know, Jack's gonna be playing a slower pace. He can also go play the third. And now you got FK. They just gonna let FK go. FK gonna take Noli's spot, but it's gonna be even more aggressive. And then Chronic is gonna dial it back even a little bit, and then let FK get some more touches. Everybody knows it's gonna happen. Everybody knows it's gonna happen. That's exactly what's gonna be the case. G2 don't necessarily know how they're gonna approach it. So that's gonna be interesting to see. That I think that's the real question mark, and I think that's where it gets to your consistency. You talk about Malakim, where it's like, can they consistently show that they can do it? But in terms of peak, if they all just own, I'm with Bob. I mean, at that point, man, you might as well just wrap it up. You might as well just wrap it up. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep it going. Speaking of like peaks and stuff, let's talk about some teams who you guys think are gonna overperform or underperform in like this regional, this split. Are there any teams that come to mind? On teams you're like, you know what? I think this team's gonna do really good, or I think this team's gonna fall apart.
Run me the snowman. Run me the snowman.
On which side?
You can... Which side?
They're gonna overperform
Wait,
or
what do
they're
you
gonna under?
Oh, they're gonna
How
over.
they gonna do?
Come on now. I want to see Frosty Little Scribbles top 8 now. I mean, Scribbles, he was DMing me last night. He said they're all doubting us. It's all motivation now. It's all motivation, and let me tell you, it is all motivation when the going gets tough. The snowmen Go. I don't know. They go ahead and they do what they're gonna do, and I trust them. I do trust this team to clutch it out. I mean, throughout the qualifier weekend, how many times they got me scared, like a 2020 version one all game fives type situation, where they were able to clutch up big game situations, and they came ahead and they did exactly that against some really really good teams and some questionable teams too. But that's the thing; they can win good series against good teams. They kept up with Space Station. They played good against Space Station. They came ahead and showed their level. Why? Against a team like Incorrect, which is like Tool, Angel, and Flitz, I think, and showed them the difference between bubble and the difference between top 14ish. There is a big difference, and in that series, I think they showed that, and I think they can compete against good teams. I may be stretching here and saying that they can overperform and they can make a top 8, but I definitely think it's possible, and they have the means to do it.
Okay, I like that answer.
Interesting.
Bob, what do you
Wait, so
got?
I want to ask Mel, do you have him top 8?
Nah, in terms of power rankings, not now, not now. But I ran my bracket. Listen to me. I ran my bracket. Tbates, wait a second. Listen, I ran my bracket. I ran my bracket, and they had some matches where they can't make top 8, and that's the thing. It all comes to what's happening on the day. What bracket do they get on the day, and can they perform on the day and in the moment? And I think that they can. But I don't have the
Mr. Politician.
It's too-
You and this flip flopping you're doing. You can't be on both sides of the fence. Are they getting top 8 or are they not?
No, okay,
No, he
let
asked me,
make
are
sense
they
here,
top 8? I don't think. They
No,
said,
are they gonna
top 8?
over? The question was, are they gonna
They're
overperform and
going
get
to
top 8?
overperform what
So they're
everyone
gonna get
else
top
thinks.
8.
They are going to make top 8. It
Thank
is
you,
there.
Melakeem.
There
I
is no
appreciate
question
that.
about it.
Thank you.
Okay. I like that.
That's-
Like for me, I think right now I gotta pick TSM. I think TSM is the most like underrated team and the most overrated team right now.
Ooh, okay. Talk to me.
Because TSM, first of all, I mean the Wavy fans. Personally, I love Wavy. Wavy one of my favorite players. But some Wavy fans, they think TSM can be best team NA. I think that's kind of crazy. I think that's a little bit crazy to me. A little bit too far fetched for me. But I do think the team's gonna overperform a bit this split. I think they're gonna have a good honeymoon. I think they're gonna be feeling really good with each other, good chemistry. I think they're gonna take some series off of some people, some top teams, surprise some people. I think they have a little bit more of a unique play style. I think Wavy, he's cooking up in ones recently. He's cooking up Creams, Hockey as a good duo right there. Everyone's looking good. I think this squad is gonna actually contend for a major spot. I think some people counting them out a little too much. I think personally, I think this team. Do I have them making a major? Tough to say. But for me, I think this could be a top 4 team NA right now. Could be
TSM?
TSM.
So do
They
you
got
have him as top
potential.
4? Or do you not have him as top 4?
I mean, this regional, we'll see. You'll see my bracket prediction in a couple of minutes here. We'll show you.
Oh no! Oh, Bates, no,
we
you
got the
did not do
brackets
that.
coming
Bob.
soon. What about you,
Bob,
Bates?
did
Who do you
not
got?
do what I think you did.
As
We'll see.
overperforming?
Yeah, for overperforming.
Wait, who'd you say? I didn't hear.
I didn't say anybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking. You just for NA? Just for NA. Just we're talking NA?
Oh yeah, for NA. If you got someone from EU, go ahead. But we're mostly talking about NA.
NA, who do I have overperforming?
I mean, why do you
Honestly,
think? Oh yeah, go ahead.
I think I'm gonna go with Dig. I think
Okay.
because when Dig formed, I don't think people expecting them to make majors, but I think they're gonna make majors. I really do. I mean, I picked to make the major yesterday. So
Yeah.
I mean, winning the off-season tournaments is cool and all, but I really do think they got the talent to make the majors, and I think they're gonna do that. I think they're gonna make at least one of those, and I think they're gonna have enough points to make worlds at the end of the season. So I'm gonna say Dig overperforming because I think most people probably rate him like an 8th or 9th team, but I think I'm gonna have him in as a foe.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I've
fair.
been talking about who can overperform, who's underperforming.
Oh, I'll go first. What? Well, when Money didn't give his overperforming team though.
Oh yeah, dude. For my overperforming, I'm going with Luminosity. I
Okay.
think I don't have I have Luminosity like as a top 8 team. I think especially for this first regional, they always find a way to have some good results out of nowhere. They're very like inconsistent, but it works. They always win these reverse sweeps. Got that Reddles mentality. And I think they're gonna pull off like at least a top 4 in this first regional. So I got them overperforming.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And if I'm underperforming, I'm gonna go with I don't know. It's kind of sad, but I'm gonna go with SSG. I'm a little worried about it.
Mm.
I think people naturally looking at the roster. I think they can say SSG top 4.
Mhm.
But I think it's a question mark. I'm not really confident in SSG getting the major spots. I think they might finish about 6, 7. Even a 5 technically would be an underperform for them. I mean, you got
Yeah.
LJ. You got LJ. You let go of Arsenal. You still got Hoxie. You added Chicago. I think they got underperform on the foremost. Out of all the teams, I think this could be them. And I think they probably could finish outside the major spots. I don't think they could be at Worlds. So I'm gonna go
Damn.
SSG.
I mean, it's definitely possible. I'm curious, why do you
Um,
think that though? Because I've been watching SSG recently. They look really good. The
Did they?
chemistry.
They-
Yeah, and then,
LJ,
Now I'm-
LJ is
now
still
I'm
LJ, I
questioning
guess. I don't know.
myself.
and then- I mean, you got LJ. He's one of the best players in NA. I think if it goes back to like the same like identity thing though, I think they found something last year where they had Arsenal being a demon up front and clearing it out for LJ. Chicago's not gonna do that. That's a different style of playing. And I think Hoxter kind of found his groove in that offense they had, in that flow, and towards the back end of the season. That's why you started seeing them ramp it up. And now they gotta find something. You're not gonna demo as much. You're not gonna be as chaotic. You're gonna be way more controlled. Since you have Chicago, that's 2 different styles of play. And now LJ's got to find his spots again. I think it takes a little time to. I think every team he's played on, it takes some time for him to find where he needs to be, and he's got to be the best player on your team. Okay, he is the best player on your team, and I think that there's other teams that can really disrupt them. If they're gonna try to play a more structured style, it's gonna be tough for him. It's gonna be tough for him. I mean, Luminosity is gonna be coming after him. They's gonna be coming after him. I mean, G2 GenG, there's gonna be shows. They should be freestyling everybody. You gotta have TSM. I mean, TSM gonna come after you. So like, it's gonna mess up. It's a whole bunch of teams that really can compete with them, and it's not like a clear. And I think also SSG kind of benefited as well towards the back end if they were like better. They're the best team in NA at a time when NA was not looking good. But now NA, I think it has a lot of good teams. I didn't even talk about M80. They have a lot of good teams that will be able to compete, and I think SSG might struggle with that a little bit. So yeah, I think they might. I would say going in based off of you changed out the Arsenal Chicago move. I would think most people would say that's an improvement, and you still got LJ Hoxer. You still got the same coach. You expect them to perform, but I don't know. I think there's a real world where they're missing out on the majors and worlds.
Mm. Yeah, that's fair. That's pretty fair. For me, underperforming, I got honestly, I think it's kind of similar, like similar story for me. It's kind of sad. I'm gonna pick Shopify.
Mm.
I feel like for them, like when they first picked up Justin, I was very excited for this team. I thought, yo, this could be a top 4 team for sure in NA. And then recently, I've been watching them play, and like they just kind of look a little flat at times. Like it feels like they can't pull up the offense the way that like I feel like a player like Two Piece, a player like Justin should be doing right now.
Yep.
And like, of course, these players are still so skilled. I still rate them all, part Two Piece. Justin, I still rate them. They're all mechanical, all really good talents.
Mm.
But I feel like for some reason they're just not clicking the way I feel like they should be. Like I feel like Shopify is this kind of team that like everyone always says, "Oh yeah, this could be a top 4 team. This could be like a LAN team." Like for seasons we've been saying this. For seasons we've been saying Two Piece, he's next up. And I think he still could be next up. I think he's still probably like a top 10 talent in it. But I just feel like they're not going to be able to do it. At least this split. I feel like this is not really a LAN team to split, unfortunately. I love them, but I think, I don't think they make it LAN, unfortunately.
Damn. That's sad. What
I'm
about
going
you,
last.
Malachi?
You gotta.
That man said
I'm
no
going
lanes.
last.
I
You
can
gotta
see that too.
Alright,
I can see that too for them. Go ahead, Money.
Damn. All right, I got a couple teams here. My first.
Oh, you
team
only
I
say
got-
one.
Oh, okay. Let me pick. Between these two teams, I'm going with for team that's gonna underperform in this first regional coming up. Okay, I'll go with this one. It's a bit hotter of a take. I'm going to M80, not making it
Okay.
out of Swiss.
Mm.
I'm going
not
not making it out of Swiss.
Oh no, no,
They're
JC Cameron gonna be happy about that one.
I think something's gonna go wrong. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But Yeah,
Damn.
I got
Y'all
them
know,
going
y'all would know
2-3.
better than me. Not Nas. He plays in EU still.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
flies over
So I think he's gonna be
Is he
coming
really?
every
Is he
weekend.
really flying over?
I'm pretty sure. That's what I've
Allegedly.
heard.
Yeah, from what we've been hearing, he's supposed to fly over like every weekend from EU to NA and vice versa.
Hey, he's got money over there now, I guess, huh?
Oh, for sure.
I guess so.
What?
Okay.
That's crazy though.
Yeah. And I'm assuming Joris is doing the same thing then.
No, I think
I don't know. I
Joris?
thought
Joris
Joyous was
is there, 'cause
staying. I'm not sure though.
Nas has school. That's why he's going back and forth because he's still 16. So, I think that's the reason.
Oh, and
I
then
think
Joris
Joris
is just in Toronto.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe
Okay,
Chat's
I'm
actually
assuming.
saying Nas is also in Toronto, so maybe he actually won't be flying. Maybe he will still be staying there. So
Maybe
Capo
that's
says
changed.
doing online school in Toronto. Okay.
How the heck y'all? How y'all be knowing this? Where y'all be?
I never heard of this. I don't know. I
Yeah,
didn't hear of
is
it.
they stream or something? I'm trying to get connected. Like yo,
Maybe.
No,
They
that's
both
what I like. I have a little inside connection when it comes to M80, bro. I've been talking to the assistant coach a little bit.
Nick is said in Twitch chats, of
There's-
course. Nick big mouth. That's why.
Nick, the assistant coach, JC Hammer, bro. We talked a little bit. I think it was supposed to be public information already that he was like.
Oh no, that's what
It
I'm saying. No,
wasn't
yeah, they're
something
saying
they
that.
were keeping a
They're
secret.
Yeah,
saying that
in
Nick's
chat.
talking in
Nick
chat.
leaked it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nick's
in
talking in
chat.
chat. I just gotta be in the Twitch streams where Nick is. That's how I get my information.
Yeah, that's what
Oh.
they're saying.
All right, Mel, what do you got for a team that's gonna underperform?
I said Snowman's gonna overperform, quote unquote. Now who's underperforming? Oh, it's OG. I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
The Canadians. I'm sorry, the G2 fans or the G2 fans, but OG. I don't like the back half of the offseason for them. They looked a little bit more inconsistent. They went to a game 5 long overtime again. Not long.
It was short.
Game 5 overtime. Yeah, it was short. It was against leftovers. How
Yep.
you finna go to overtime against Don Tavares, and Cam?
Whoa, what's
Whatever
wrong with
that team
T-Bar? Whoa, what's wrong with T-Bar?
No, we're not gonna start this conversation, bro. This is
Wait,
not a
it was
team.
broke
Oh, wait, was T-Bar even on that team?
T-Bar not on
Nah,
the team.
Yeah, was T-Bar even on that team?
one of these guys. You can't be a top 4 contending roster going to game 5 overtime against Cam.
Oh God, you sound like DeMar.
No, listen, that's not you. You can't. No, that should not be an option. How? It's so. I'm about to get emotional. Okay, it's a bub. You cannot have these close series against, even if the bubble team is peaking. This team is still a bubble team. This team can make top 16. This team probably will make top 16 this split. I think they can do it. Since I think the talent pool in NA has got so much deeper this offseason. OG needs to be able to show these teams how do I say this? Like the levels. I don't know exactly how they're two very different tier of roster right there.
Uh-huh.
That OG was a goal away from losing to and bottling out of the first event. That type of stuff should not be happening. When it comes to playing against other teams, good teams, I think they bottled the series against, I think it was Space Station or something. In one of the draw finals. I think they could have won that. I think they should have won that. Actually, me and Little Joe was producing that. Had Big Fan on too during that time too. Should have won. I think OG should have won when it comes to late game situations, game 4s and game 5s. I don't know how much I like it, bro. I don't know how much I like OG. I feel like it's the same situation when it comes to late game the opposite rather when it comes to late game situations with Luminosity. I'll take Luminosity of OG any day just because I know how clutch Riddles is. I know how that team is able to consistently lose in the first 2 games and then somehow make a comeback in the back half just because they've got that mentality. That was a joke, but they just have that mentality of being able to rally back. You feed the bear, you're going to get the meal, my friend. It's as simple as that. I'm kidding. You can't feed the bear. That's not. But I mean, I don't like it. J-Naps is the best player in OG, and he is the best player in OG by a margin. It looks like he just performed the best, and he looks amazing. I don't know about Nolly though.
Okay,
I'm not.
Y'all know.
About Calm.
Okay.
Calm gets put into a play style where I feel like compared to where he had to be before, he's a little bit more ball dependent, and he needs to be more. The team needs to be more dependent on what he can do. Kind of when Daniel went to version 1 and Arsenal had to step in when Hoxer came, and he took a more of whatever type of role of a team that he took compared to when he was more aggressive, car aggressive with Daniel on the roster. I think it's the
Uh-huh.
same thing here. I don't know how much Calm can thrive in this system of gameplay.
Okay. Listen, I gotta let you go. I gotta let you go. I gotta let you go. I'm gonna let you have the OG. I don't like the reasoning though. Yeah, all the nonsensical points that Demar's bringing up yesterday that nobody cares about. A W is a W. They're still playing in the top 16. Why does it matter? This man,
Because they're not
y'all.
consistent. They're not consistent against teams that they should not be losing to. That's the very thing. I'm fine with them clutching up against teams, whatever team that you need to do the job against. As long as you get the job done, that is fine. But when you're gonna go up and show up in series and not be able to be convincing, what are you gonna look like against the better teams?
They won game 5 against TSM.
Okay, TSM, that is not a top 4 team.
I would disagree.
I would disagree with you. I'm just saying he got TSM making lanes.
Nah, that's first of all, that's a ridiculous take. First of all, that is a ridiculous take. That team is not making a land this season. No, I'm kidding. They probably will. I really hope they do because that's a really good team, really good org. I'm really rooting for Wavy. Need to have him come back on my channel do another 1v1 another 1v1 show match, hopefully. But no, you go ahead. First of all, you lose a game 5 to TSM too. They lost. Didn't they lose a game 5 to TSM in the upper bracket, or something of the sort in the qualifier
Yeah.
match?
Mhm.
You're losing to TSM, and TSM can get. All of these teams can get beat by anybody. I think on a good day, anybody's taking down this OG team, even if they're on a good day.
I think that okay. Is that saying something though?
That says that something's got to change. Something has got to change.
Okay, we're gonna see what OG do this weekend. You getting the same talk tomorrow, guy.
Not that they're not making top 8.
They not make top 8?
Damn, Swiss.
Okay.
Did they win at least 2 in Swiss, or they only win 1? How what? How
Yeah,
many
in my since we're not showing the Swiss bracket, I will say like they did make round 5 and they got a really hard matchup.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
before
heard
we
y'all
get
had
into
some
the-
brackets. We about to look at them?
Yes, sir. Right before we get into it, though, quick question, Tbates. Who are your
Nope.
top 3 players in NA coming into the season?
Into the season?
Yeah, coming into the season, your top 3 NA players.
Okay.
Beast
and
mode Daniel Atomic right there. Easy.
Oh my god, where is this coming from? Come on. Come on. We cannot be serious.
I'm gonna put first killer up there.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put. Give me. I really do think Dan's up there. I really do believe that. And then just out of respect for. Wait, no, actually, I don't gotta do that. I'm gonna go.
Mm.
Is this based off of skill, or is this based off of who I just think of, or just based off of performance, or is this just based off of my own thoughts?
This is based off your own opinions for the top 3 players.
That's tough.
I mean-
Okay, yeah, give me. There's no order. Give me FK. Give me Dan. And then honestly, I'll go with Massimo Atomic. That's the 3.
Okay.
Damn, so Beast Mode really fell off. Damn.
Damn.
I'm
So
like,
That's
yeah,
tough
let's get-
though. That's tough
Yeah,
though.
let's-
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna still say Atomic. I was gonna say LJ, but I really do think Atomic was balling all last year. And honestly, I think Atomic might have had a better season last year than he did the year he won MVP. But Naps and Chicago weren't having as good a season, so they weren't winning as much.
Honestly, I agree with that. I do agree with that. All right, but yeah, let's get
That's
into
how I'm
these
gonna go.
predictions. Let's
Okay.
show T-Base what we got. T-Bates,
All right,
It's
how do I
up
look
to
at it?
you. to rate our predictions here.
Should be on
They
the
should be coming up onto the stream.
on the stream. So
stream,
we
alright, I'm
got
here.
Who's are
Money.
these?
Money.
Monies.
Money.
Oh no, why am I going first?
So yeah, T-Bates.
check it out. What do you think on a scale of 1 to? Let's do 1 to 10, I guess. 1 to 10.
He's someone.
It's not
What
bad.
do you think?
It's not bad.
Not bad.
You got NRG being dig. NRG being dig though. NRG being dig. Why you got
Oh
that?
yeah, oh yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm an
wait,
energy fan.
energy
Come on
top
now.
4? Wait,
Let's
energy
go.
top
We're
4?
back. We're
Wait,
back.
low key, I might.
No. We're back, bro. No, money.
Okay,
Don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
go back, bro.
Yeah,
You with me
yeah,
on this
energy's
one.
okay. Yeah, I can't go back on it. I have to stand on it.
Yes, sir. Come on
Oh,
now.
is Mel NRG fan?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I like that. Okay, you got G2 beating, G2 winning NRG. But why do you have NRG being dig? Tell me.
Honestly, that's a good question. But I think when I was making this a few minutes ago, it was.
He's not gonna ask you, bro.
It was.
No, money. Don't
it was-
answer that. Money. Don't answer
No,
that.
no. Listen, I'll answer it. I'll answer it, dude. I think this dig team. I think they did perform very well in the offseason. And I think a top 8 in Regional 1, I think that's not bad for them. It is questionable that I do have this NRG team that hasn't been together for too long. But, dude, Garrett G, he's already got the chemistry with Toasty. Moses' little brother. Toasty, very very talented player. And Arsenal has fallen off. Yep.
Wow.
Excuse you.
I don't know, bro. I need to say something,
Don't
man.
keep
Because how is energy beating Dignitas, bro?
Little bro, you are choking your entire statement right now. What is happening? You said,
I wanna switch, man.
Arsenal has fall off. Oh, Arsenal, get out of here. Get out of here. Don't bring no. As much as I like being an energy fan, you cannot go ahead and say Arsenal fell off. You saw how impressive he looked in the 2 tactical batteries that they played, man. Come on.
But that's not RLCS. I think Arsenal's still a great player. I do think he's still a great player. But
There's a lot of backtracking going on here.
Energy's got it. Energy's got it.
Okay, there you go. Just accept energy.
Back to energy. They
Yeah.
got it, bro.
Yeah,
They got
yeah.
it.
Okay, you got energy. That's okay. GenG being Luminosity and 7, and then G2. Okay, that's not bad. It's not bad. I like it. I think I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. Energy being Dignitas is questionable. I mean, it could happen though, but your logic and rationale behind it, which is off. So honestly, since you started flip flopping and lacking confidence, I'm gonna give you a 6 now. There you go.
What? Nah, bro. At least a 6.5, please. I won't pass the class if it's not a 6.5.
You want to pass it? You want 6.5?
6.5.
Listen, I gotta make sure you pass the class. 6.5.
Appreciate
Oh,
that.
Okay.
no.
I respect that. I respect that.
Okay.
Oh, he's getting hustled, bro. There's no way.
All right. Who next? Who next?
Okay, I think my bracket coming next. Let's see.
Yo, yeah, it's all you, bro.
Okay.
Okay, it's got a lot of red here.
We got some red right here.
Too much red.
We got.
Hold on.
I think it's a good amount of red. We got TSM top 4.
TSM beat the M80.
Top 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dig top 4.
Mhm.
GenG, no. Ooh, wait, hold on. Okay. GenG's in the finals. Okay. There's what GenG is.
Yeah.
You got G2 finishing 1, GenG 2. How's this bracket work? Does that mean Space Station finished 3rd?
Space Station
no,
is
that means
5th to 8th. Yeah.
5th through 8th. Yeah. No, I'm talking about in the Swiss.
In the Swiss?
No, M80 is gonna be
I think
3.
around there.
No, M80 is gonna be 3.
Yeah,
GenG
M80
would
3.
be
I think
2.
Space is 4.
And then Space Station be 4. Then you got TSM coming after going like 3-2, and they're gonna take out M80. How's TSM gonna be in M80? Tell me.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you. TSM M80. Let me tell you. Nas Jorius, I think it's gonna take him a little bit of time to warm up in NA. I think it's take a little bit. I think it's a good team. I think it's a great team. But they're not on their usual setups. They're here in Canada now. I mean, land of the maple syrup. Who knows what's over there?
Oh god.
But
bro's hating on my land.
these boys, I love them. But I think it's gonna take a little bit of them to warm up. I think this could be a land team M80, but it's gonna take a little bit to get there. Maybe a regional 2, regional 3 to make the top 4, maybe a top 2. But right now it's gonna take a little to warm up. I think TSM, they're gonna be feeling good together. They're gonna be peaking this regional. They're gonna make a top 4. They're gonna lose to GenG. GenG's a good team. But I think top 4 is a good result for them right now.
Okay. Listen, I like that backing up. They got Digby, Space Station. Okay. And tell me why you got G2. You got G2 being GenG because you like the peak.
Yeah, I think G2, this is a good team right here. Peaking team right here. Best team.
Not a valid point. I will say it again and again and again, my friend. It's not time for that. We'll get to that later.
Okay,
Okay.
listen. It's definitely better
Mm.
than Money's. But definitely better than Money's bracket. I'm gonna give you a solid 9. Actually, I'll give you
Damn.
yeah, that's solid 9.5.
Oh, that is a big
I'll
difference.
take that. I will
That's
take
9.5. That's a 9.5 right there. That's a pretty solid bracket. We like that. We like that
Okay.
bracket.
Okay, I
Okay.
appreciate
Joe,
that.
don't even press mine. Don't even press
Okay,
mine.
what's
Joe.
Mel got? We already know.
No. No, okay, we got it. Yep. No,
Okay, we
top
got
2, GenG, G2, top 2, standard, boring.
that boring.
Wait, is this mine?
Yeah,
Really?
it is.
Am I bugging?
Is this your bracket?
It's not my bracket. Wait, is this mine? Wait a
It's
second.
not. It's not.
Wait.
Wait,
It's
this is
not
my bracket.
Wait,
Wait a second.
Wait,
what's going on?
Money was talking about a bracket that wasn't even his.
Bro, I made my bracket in 2 minutes. I did it in 2 minutes.
Wait, so you didn't have
I was
energy in
wondering-
there?
I was wondering why NOG was so high. Dude, now it's making sense why I couldn't defend it.
Money, don't tell me you
Oh
argued us.
my
You argued a
God,
bracket you didn't even make.
Bro, I was fumbling, bro. I was spiraling. I was like, wait a second. Maybe I
Wait,
did do that.
Wait, mine was first. Oh nah.
Oh
Wait,
no!
wait. Go to mine real quick. I want to see.
How y'all not know y'all's brackets?
Bro, this
Wait. Oh my God. Wait, that's right. That's what.
All right,
That's why I don't
Melody,
like
so
it so
why
much.
is NOG gonna beat Dignitas?
Oh my God. Do we have to go through this again, bro?
Well, I mean, you got to go through it. Money made a terrible argument, and you said that he was giving all the wrong points. So let's see why they beating him.
Oh no. Oh my goodness. Talked about it yesterday. Oh wait, I can't say this. I have to be careful what I say. I forgot. I'm doing the snowman stream. Okay. So, first of all, gameplay wise, playstyle wise, I have not seen NRG score a flip reset goal since the beginning of ROCS 22. 21-22. My lord, that was a big revelation for me for sure. Well, first of all, you came up, you saw Mist go ahead, go for flip resets. You saw Frosty go ahead, go do whatever the heck he was doing in the sky. It's a big change. And then Tbates and them they talked about it yesterday too. When it comes to there is no off the I forgot who said it. He said there was no off the field chemistry or whatever. He said I'm not talking to a 15-year-old. He said that plain and simple. And there's no outside of field chemistry when it comes to I feel like this team in Toasty Miss I think Toasty when it comes to the play style, when it comes to the chemistry, coordination, whatever they call it, I think he's an upgrade in my opinion over Frosty when it comes to the player that he's playing around. I think it's an upgrade compared to Frosty. I think it's a better fit. I don't know if an upgrade. I think it's a better fit for energy than Frosty. I think Frosty where he is right now with Snowman, I think he fits better in where he is right now than he was with energy. And I feel bad for Frosty because he's been hearing people yap about him all too much. But I think this team has the potential to beat down Dignitas team that is going to have its highs and it's going to have its lows. I'm not so sure how low that low is going to be because I don't think it's going to go very, very low, but I don't think it's going to be high enough to take down NRG, which at their high, I think can be able to take a Dignitas in the form that they are right now. Yes, they're winning tactical banditries. I think this NRG team can take down a Dignitas. An upset is not unlikely for this matchup.
Okay, listen. See, Mel, he defended his point. I'm gonna give him. See, automatically the grade goes up to 8.5. He had a good thesis.
8.5.
Money, not my
I'm
fault.
just
Money,
shocked.
listen. I'm gonna give you
I'm
a
just shocked,
6.75 though for that because you tried to argue something that
No.
you didn't even make. But then Mel, you got to lose points. Sure, you got to lose -2. So now you're down to 6.5 because you didn't remember your bracket, which means that you don't even have faith in this. I you forget a bracket you just made. Yeah. And money, I don't want to see your bracket at the end, bro.
Yeah, we
I
don't
even
need to see
care.
mine. Hey, we
I
don't
don't
need to
even
see
care,
it.
man. And
We don't need to see it.
I can't even be certain whether it's your bracket.
Bro, if
You
your
go,
grade is under a
yeah,
5, I did not make it.
you gonna
Tell
come
me-
out. You gonna come out and say, "Oh, that's my bracket." That's my bracket. After you make a whole new one, you just gonna pick whatever. You just gonna pick. I'm surprised you didn't try to take Bob's bracket. That's because Bob's knew it's his bracket though.
Oh,
That's why.
that might have been my bracket that bopped it.
It might have.
Maybe.
It might have.
The all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
funny.
all good. We'll let the brackets go for now. I don't need a rating on mine. It's all good. We got GenG first. We got G2 second. We got some other stuff. But yeah, Tbates, before we let you go, we got one more segment here.
Yes, sir.
We know you as a man with a lot of hot takes. Some would even call you the king of hot takes. So we've got a few hot takes for you here. And you can just rate them if you think they're a hot take, if you agree with them, if you disagree, and all that
We
stuff.
can give like a thumbs up if we like it, thumbs down if we don't like it. What do you think?
Okay.
And we're going to talk.
Okay.
So yeah, thumbs up, you agree with it, meaning it's cold. Thumbs down, you actually no. Okay, yeah. If you agree, thumbs up. If you disagree, thumbs down.
Yeah.
All right. First one, Vitality should have dropped Radosin and picked up a stronger player coming into this season.
Type of take was that?
Yeah, I'll defend it. I'll defend it. There
Ooh.
was
How
something
good
that's
is
called
this?
the Wait, let me pull this up. I got DM'd this one.
You trying to pull something up now?
Vitality won everything after Zen joined. But there is a saying in Call of Duty, Tbates used to play COD,
Yep.
which goes by always pack a punch. Which for those that haven't played COD Zombies, basically means you have a gun. No matter how good it is, you put it in pack a punch, it gets better. There's always an upgrade. Vitality. Could they have upgraded? I think
Money,
they could have upgraded. They could have got
I
Vitality.
like that. I like that.
Money, I hope you're ready for this pack of punch because you're gonna have to defend this. This was not that was a nonsensical take. You're not on that. You are not on that, bro. You are not. No, that was some nonsensical take. How are you gonna get rid of Tbates? You said it yesterday. He is the glue of that roster. How you gonna get rid of the glue? The sticks are gonna fall apart. Lord, I don't even know how this building is still intact, but if you get rid of whatever substance is keeping this building together, it is going to fall apart, God forbid. You cannot get rid of that, and Radosin is that, okay? You cannot get rid of that, okay? How are you going to get rid of the glue? You tell me.
Bro, I've got nothing to say. Let's keep it going. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm saying stuff. Mina will catch up and surpass NA/EU based on their new young talent in the next couple seasons.
Mm-mm.
It's a tough
Tbates,
one.
don't even dare. Don't even do that. Don't even do that.
I'm giving
gotta break
I'm sitting on the fence on this one. I think they're gonna get to the level of NAU eventually. I think talent-wise, maybe not like in terms of depth, but in terms of like top teams, I think there's gonna be a day where like top 3 Mina is gonna be like pretty equal to top 3 NA and maybe top 3 EU.
Hey. All right. We only got a couple more left. This next one. South America has more depth than EU now.
Uh,
I can't keep the thumb up forever.
That's a thumbs up for me.
down.
Oh no.
Who made up
You
with
don't
that? Who made
believe?
it? No, I don't believe they have more depth, and
What?
because South America, I don't think they have as many teams that can do damage on an international level. In terms of the South America, have a lot of teams that can compete with each other, and it's gonna be fun to watch them. Yes, but I don't count that as depth. That just means South America is not as good as EU. EU has more teams that can compete at the highest level. Like if they're gonna show up at the lands, they can do that. If Sam sent 4 teams, I mean they can send Nip, they can send Complexity Fury, they can spend who's the team
Like
that
Crew.
M's play for, like Crims, like a crew. They can send them 4, but I'm only a believer in like 2 of them. But EU, like I mean, it's not fair, but EU they could always the EU can really send about 6, 7 teams that really could perform in the land. So I think that's better depth. But
Okay.
Sam's got have a lot of teams. Sam's got have like 1 through like 8 or 9 that will be going against each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's definitely fair. All right, last one. FK going to GenG is gonna make them offensively a lot stronger, but not as well rounded.
Can you repeat that?
So FK going to GenG, it's gonna make them offensively a stronger team, but not as well rounded of a team as when they had Noli.
Mm. Mm.
Hmm.
Mm. I like it. I like it. Who came up with that one?
That was Frostify.
Because it's not gonna make him as well rounded. Is that the thing?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Really,
That was the
guys?
point.
Talk to me, Mel. Why is that wrong?
Oh my goodness. Okay. First of all, Nolly is such a great player off the ball. He's a very defendable. He's a dependable player. He's a player. What? He's a very consistent player. Compared to that, let's look on the flip side. What can FK bring to a team? Where can Nolly play? Where can Jack play? These guys. First of all, Jack has experience playing in whatever role you need. He remember he was on the team with Scrub Killer and Jorius for heaven's sakes, and Valent Panda. There were very different roles that he had to fill when he were on different teams, and he as a team captain is going to be comfortable with playing more off the ball, more passive, more aggressive, whatever the case may be, whatever illusion or the team, whatever feels right. And Chronic can do the exact same thing. He hasn't been in the exact same situations as Jack has where he needs to improvise his play style. But I think he is going to be mature enough with a player that is going to call him out should anything not according to the plan happen. I think he can do that and revise his game plan. And I do think that that's going to make this team very, very well rounded. Whatever play style that they're going to go with First Killer is going to be well because First Killer is still First Killer. You got to let him cook.
I think when I hear that, I think when I hear that they're well rounded, I think Gen G just had a really good team oriented play style last year, and I think that now they're gonna have FK. It's gonna be more FK doing what he does, which it can be argued as having less well-rounded team-oriented gameplay, and more so we picked up a better player. That's why I think the takes a good take. But I can see what you talk about. I can see what you talk about. That's why it's a little hot. It's a little hot take. I can see both sides. But I like that.
That's interesting. I think
Yeah,
FK is kind of like
okay.
a better now. I think FK is kind of like a better Nolly in a way. Like I think they could play similarly at times, but I think FK, like the way he just plays on the ball, I think like it could be a similar team, but he's kind of just a better Nolly in my opinion.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up there. Tbates, thank you so much for coming on the 50/50 podcast. Is there anything that you'd like to shout out? Any last words? Anything you got coming up?
I would like to shout out Moneygo, Bob, and Mel for letting me come onto the 50/50 podcast. Appreciate all the fans of y'all's podcast and everybody else who comes in and watches and just enjoys Rock League. I appreciate what y'all are doing. This is pretty fun. Y'all got some good takes. Y'all got interesting takes. Money's hilarious. Yeah, money, you're just hilarious. Bob's got a big brain with the takes, and Mel's a young gun on the come up with who likes to be Mr. Politician, but it's not gonna work against me. It's not gonna work on me. So, but I do appreciate that. Real big shout out to all y'all. Thank y'all for having me, and thank y'all for even letting this happen on Thursdays. I know y'all usually do it on Mondays, but my schedule will be all over the place, so I do appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. Of course, bro. Of course. So yeah, guys, be sure to follow Tbates. Check him out. Twitter, YouTube, he's everywhere. Be sure to follow me, Bop, and Melakim as well. The links for everything are in the description down below if you're watching this on YouTube, listening on Spotify, or if you're here right now, be sure to follow this channel right here, Melakim's personal channel. He also does regular streams here. And yeah, once again, this is the 50/50 podcast. We will be live once again Monday at 5 p.m., potentially with a guest, maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, that's it from us. Bot, Melakim, Tbates, Moneygo 123. See you later.